did something I find very admirable. You've opened up recently and started talking about your battle with depression. And
I'm so glad you brought that up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, you steered me into an area where I had to admit I'm not the jock everyone thinks I am. So, payback time. You talk about your battle with depression in this special that you did, and I'm guessing that was a conscious decision. You felt like it's time to talk about this now.
It was conscious, but also I was so sick, like I was so shaky, and I was biting my lip all the time when I get anxious. And I was...
Is this because you were having, what were you, this was during the height of your depression?
Yes,
and
yes. It was coupled with anxiety.
Yes.
It was a wonderful companion to depression, is the nerves and the shaking. And so when I would go on stage, it was so clear there was something off that I had to address it before I could get into talking about sweet potato fries and candy corn and things that aren't that important. I had to talk about depression, and then it grew, and I had people who encouraged me to expand on that, and also the audience's feedback was so positive. I felt like I was connecting with them on a level I hadn't by talking about the state abbreviations.
More people think about depression in their lives than they do about the state abbreviations, sadly. But no, but I think that is a service. I think it's probably very healthy for you to do that, to come out, because you went through a real serious phase of depression and went and got help.
Yes.
And got medical help, and then you come out of it, and by talking about it, I think you are letting a lot of other people know, especially in comedy, this is a huge issue.
Right. Well, I went from never telling anybody about it, and it was pretty serious. I mean, I was hospitalized for weeks at a time, and had a treatment that's very unusual to most people, which is electroconvulsive therapy, which we mostly know from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So
you had, the term I used to call as electroshock therapy was the old term for it. And I'm hoping it's more sophisticated now than it used to be.
It is, but the name seems like kind of a lateral move from electroshock to electroconvulsive.
Yeah, it actually sounds worse. It sounds
worse.
Yeah.
Like they were saying, how can we make this more horrific to the people going through it?
One sounds like a metal band, you know?
Yes.
Let's go see electroconvulsive.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
They both could be all right.
They were concerned that maybe they were soft-selling the convulsions, and that they should really
So you had
this
really incredibly serious treatment, and then you weren't really able to function, like, immediately afterwards.
No,
you had to just...
no. And I moved back into my mom's house in Peabody, Massachusetts, where I grew up, and my mother is so optimistic and lovely, but she's in a little bit of denial. So even when I was moving back into her house, she didn't think it was that serious. She wasn't as afraid as some of us were. But the hospital was the thing that I was so terrified of going because of movies like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and Girl Interrupted, and it was so ordinary. It was like a college common room, basically, with a TV, and the only thing was that they watched Steve Harvey.
They watched Steve Harvey?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And is that part of the treatment?
I think that might have been the punishment.
Steve's a good friend, but too much of anything can't be good. Yeah.
Right. So it was very ordinary, although the phone cord when I would call home to my wife was very short. It was like a candle wick. It was so short. And it didn't occur to me at first, and then I thought, oh, I know why they made it so short. Yes. Yeah. It's a safety thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm really glad that you got help. I'm really glad that you got help, because you're a brilliant comedian.
Thank you. That's
you're
so
a very
nice
person. You're a really nice person, and I think talking about that is extremely important. It's extremely important, and it's helping a lot of other people.
Thank you. I'm so grateful to be healthy and feeling well, and I want people to know that they're not alone if they're suffering with this, and that there's another side to this, and there's hope. Which there were times when I was hopeless. I really didn't think I would ever come out of it, and I got a job as a camp counselor at my friend Brian's camp in Beverly, Mass. Because I thought I needed a new job. But eventually I came out of it thanks to a psychiatrist and a family, and my wife Sade and friends. So I could list a dozen things in addition to medicine.
Is that Sade, the singer that you're married to? For a minute I just thought you were throwing it in there that you were married to Sade.
I usually say not the Sade.
Right.
A Sade.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
I'm not sure if I
I was
would
going to say, you know what really helped get me out of my depression? Marrying Sade.
Yes.
That really got me out.
The royalties from Smooth Operator.
Hey, nicely done.
Yes, is what would have got me out
Yeah.
of any depression.
I'd play it right now, but we can't afford to.